good? You already know it's that I Done God Talk podcast, man. We back, baby. JaayUU and Kingmeechyyy in here. You already know. Let's get it.
Let's get it. We gonna dive right into this thing today, man. We gonna dive right into this thing, cause like I feel like a lot of people need to know some shit, man. And I feel like it's our job to tell them. Like, is it not?
I mean, that's what the original like thought of this podcast even was. Just was to, like, help people, especially young men, when it comes to like just different things in life, just leveling up in general. Like, that's what we trying to do. We trying to level up ourselves. We trying to level up the podcast, and we trying to level up our audience.
Definitely.
So we're gonna start it off. We got JaayUU's financial tips. You know what I'm saying? You already know. So, alright, my first financial tip is don't have all of your money in one place. Like, a lot of people fuck up their money because they have one account and all of their money is going in that account, and then they're using that same account to pay bills and pay expenses, and your fund money is in there. Like, you shouldn't have all of your money in one space.
Definitely. But like, when you say fund money, you saying multiple different bank accounts and like divide your money, or?
Well, that's like the best way to do it is to have, okay, you have a landing account. You have that one account that all of your money comes into, and once it gets there, you should definitely have an emergency fund somewhere over here. You should have your fund money on maybe like a fund debit card, so all that money you don't have to worry about it affecting anything else because it's your fund money. And then you have your bills and stuff being paid out of a separate account, so it does benefit you. I think there's this thing called like SoFi that it's like one account that lets you have multiple accounts inside of that account, so it's easy to divide the money up that way. And then they give you debit cards for like each account, I believe. Like, just basically what I'm saying is don't have all your money in one place, because if it's all in one place, you're gonna find yourself broke very soon.
Definitely, I like that a lot. I feel like a lot. I've never even thought about that, me personally.
Yeah.
I got 2 bank accounts, but like I just be divvying them up. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
And it's like, I'm not saying you can't be successful like that. You can, but it's gonna be easier to keep track of your money and keep track of things if you have your emergency fund over here, your fund money over here, your bill money over here, your just whatever like different things you have going on for yourself. Like, your investment stuff should be in a separate place, so you have all that. And then automate a lot of stuff as well. So like me, I have reoccurring investments that happen every week that go straight into my stock account. So I don't even have to worry about my investment money. I already know every week it's leaving my account. I don't even see it. I don't have to worry about when it happens. I do get a little notification, but that's just confirming to me, like, boom, I did my weekly investments.
Damn. So mature. I like that. I like that a lot.
JaayUU's second financial tip is look broke. There's nothing wrong with looking broke. It's definitely better to be rich than to look rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people focus on getting the clothes, the chains, the cars, all of the things that make you look rich instead of actually being rich. There's nothing wrong with driving a hoopty for a couple years, or being smart and, oh, let me get this Toyota because I know this Toyota is going to last me long, and the payments are going to be low if you have payments. It's better to buy it outright. Just get like a used Toyota or something like that. And the maintenance is going to be low as fuck. Like, when shit does happen, it's not breaking your fucking bank every time you have to get something fixed. So like, looking broke is like another good tip. Like, don't have a broke mindset, but when it comes to like how you look, like, and that can like save you in a lot of situations, especially if like you really, really wealthy. You don't want to draw too much attention to you unless you got like security and shit like that. Like, and then if you're not trying to be a rapper, don't try to look like one. There's no point. Like, a lot of dudes think you get women like that, but you're gonna get women that want you for the wrong reasons when it comes to stuff like that.
Damn, that's a good one too. Cause what about Like, cause you know they say like dress nice, like it's like kind of self-esteem kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying like don't dress nicely, like especially for certain things, and like dressing for the job, like it does motivate you, but there's a difference between like just putting on nice clothes. Like I'm not saying look dirty, but you don't have to like be the flashiest dude. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you just coming up, like it don't make sense. Sometimes, like I'm saying, like for like us, we doing a podcast. Like if we was buying like $50,000 change right now, it wouldn't make no sense. Like nobody's gonna watch the podcast anymore because our chains are bigger. Like nobody's gonna watch that shit anymore. But if you're like a rapper and you're rapping that flashy lifestyle, yeah, your image is an investment at that point. So it just like know who you are and act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. My third one is give your money a job. Like it's best for all of your dollars to have a job. Like your money should literally be like employed. Like they should be your employees basically. And what I mean by that,
It should be working for you.
yeah. It should be working for you. Like me, I like putting a lot of my dollars into investments, whether it's stocks or crypto or trying to get into real estate and stuff like that. Like all of that is like making my money work for me. Now I have, which is passive income basically. That's what giving your money a job is like. Because if you have money, just a lot of money, and it's just sitting somewhere, especially like a bank account, it's just losing value. Y'all all see the inflation. Y'all see the prices rising when it comes to a lot of shit. It's just really losing value. So definitely give your money a job.
Have your money work for you. I like that. What's some ways they can do that though, other than like
Stocks, crypto, real estate, just any like asset that you can do, or just like find different like accounts or like different accounts that give you like high returns, high percentage returns and stuff like that. And even like if you're trying to start a business, buying things that will improve your business, that's putting your money to work. Cause now it's not just sitting nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that can go like, it'll be different for each person, but find a way to put your money to work. And JaayUU's last financial tip for the day is going to be just try to cut out some of your liabilities and some of your bad spending habits, basically. So when you have bad habits, whether it's like you smoke too much or you drink too much or you spend too much money on battle passes for Call of Duty or skins for Fortnite, like all of that stuff is literally wasting your money. And it's arguable nowadays, like eating out versus buying groceries because of like prices and stuff like that. But more than often, eating out too much is gonna cost you a lot. And like being lazy too, that can fuck you up. Cause like me, I have a bad habit of DoorDash and shit. When I got 2 legs, got a whip, I can just go pick up my food. But sometimes it just be lazy, or I just don't feel like I have the time. But it's always gonna save me money. Even like the delivery, like usually they're adding like $5 to $10 just to get your shit delivered. If it's not gonna cost you $5 to $10 in gas, just go pick your food up. Like that's the best example, because like that's something that I need to work on myself.
Hell yeah, he do deliver food a lot. Like I ain't gonna lie, more than the app. I don't know. Like it do be a lot though.
I wouldn't say more than the average person, because I have like cut back, and usually I'm just doing pickup nowadays. But yeah, like certain things like that, like I be fucking with Jersey Mike's, and Jersey Mike's kind of far. They got $5.99 delivery fee, so it'd be costing me like $30 just to get one giant sub. When if me and my girl go up there, it's gonna cost me $30 for 2. So like I'm basically wasting $15 at that point on paying the delivery fee and giving somebody a tip. So yeah, like cut your liabilities and cut some of your bad spending habits, and you're gonna find out that you have a lot more money when it comes to the end of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Boom. So we just got the financial advice. Now we're gonna tell you what you should not be doing. What you should not. AI, are you paying for like girls' night out? Like, is that you?
Am I paying for girls' night out?
Yeah, your girl. It's her. Hold on. Let me set the scene. Let me set the scene. All right, so it's a Friday night. It's your girl's birthday. Her and 5 of her other female friends and you, because it's her birthday dinner, all go out. And then the bill comes. It's one day only, and they just give one bill for some reason. You paying for all their friends?
See, I'm gonna keep a whole 100. Keep a whole 100 with y'all. Currently, right now, hell no. But I'm the type of dude that if I'm up 100 M's, and only if I'm up at least 100 M's, I would probably take the bill, because that's just something I would do going out to dinner anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, for like whoever I'm with, it don't gotta be a group of girls. It could be me and the guys. Like, if I'm up 100 M's and I'm the richest nigga at the table, like, I will take that. But like, for most of us guys, we should not be doing that, because we don't have 100 M's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's all be real. We don't have 100 M's yet.
Not yet, anyway.
Nah, exactly. So we need to be smart. We need to be smart with our finances. Like, that's gonna be, no matter how you slice it, you might be taking out a big chunk of your net worth, especially if you only playing with a couple bands. Like, it just doesn't make sense for you to be trying to flex like that, or and then it should be your decision anytime you do some shit like that. Don't let people like pressure you or make you feel like you have to do some shit because of how the collective consciousness is thinking at the time. If everybody thinks like, oh, he's not a real man if he don't take the whole bill. Like, nah, you just a stupid man if you take the whole bill. I ain't gonna lie, especially if you don't have it like that.
Definitely. And that's the thing. Most niggas don't got it like that. I feel like social media has really tricked a lot of us into thinking like everybody's rich. Like, no, niggas is not rich. No. You might be up. Some people might be up a couple thousand. Yeah. But still, like, you got to think, an expensive dinner, we take for 5-6 people. The bill can add up real quick depending on where you're going.
And all that, yeah. What? Like, it could easily be $500, $600. And if you only have, even if you have 10,000, you should not be spending 500 on a dinner. It just does not make sense. Like, even if you got another 500 coming tomorrow, you shouldn't be spending 500 on the dinner, or it's probably going to end up being even more than that, depending on where you go.
To be honest, I was thinking like 5 racks. That was the first thing that came into my head. Like a real life expensive, nice dinner.
Oh yeah, depending where you're going, shit, it might be that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you got it like that, like you a super millionaire, then that's nothing. That's pocket change to you. That's fun money for you. But most like average dudes or dudes that we on this journey where we trying to level up to get to the point where 5K is pocket change, then we definitely shouldn't be doing that, because it's only going to hinder your success for a moment, for one night that you flexed and all her friends not even letting you fuck. So what's really going on?
Definitely, and that's a big thing. Like, I say so, like, that's kind of funny too, because they're not letting you fuck. So it's like, you really just blowing away money. And especially like if you're working for that shit, I feel like if like that money's not coming in passively, if you have to go out and work in some kind of manner,
yeah, you're trading your time for money and then you go do that shit, like you deserve all the brokenness that comes to you, my dog. Like,
definitely, because at this point you're working for your money. Like, and then you just blew it. Like, those 40 hours or however many hours you put to make that money, you just blew it in fucking an hour. That's crazy. And I feel like that's a better way to look at it, especially when you're coming up. Like, okay, let's say you work 40 hours a week. Boom, let's say you make a rack. You get a rack. Boom. So it took you 40 hours to get 1 rack. So you got to treat that like that. Like, you in the club for what, 2 hours, and you blow like $100. That's fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, like, cause and 9 times out of 10 you blew it on drinks. There's not nothing much else to spend on in the club but drinks, and you could have went and got you a cheap bottle from before pre-game hard. So by the time you got to the club, you only need maybe 1 or 2 drinks. Like I'm saying, you can still have fun. You ain't gotta go all out and buy $100 bottle that's gonna be skimp and everybody gonna be drinking out of it. And you're going to be a drunk, so you're going to be a little loose. So you probably be Know what I'm saying? Pouring it into your homies or your pop. I hope you're not pouring into your homies' mouths, but like the girls that's there with you, you might be letting them drive the boat and all that.
Letting your nigga drive the boat is crazy. But nah, it's legit. Like, and I feel like the pregame is more fun anyway. Especially like when you work. Pregame is always more fun than the actual club, in my opinion. In my experience, it has always been more fun. And I feel like that's another thing, like sections, all that. Bro, I understand if it's a special occasion, okay, you want to do it big. Okay, I understand that. But you got to think about the consequences of you doing it big right now when you're not up that amount of money.
You shouldn't be standing on the couch every week, my boy. Especially if, like, you have, like, nothing going on. And, like, a lot of people, they follow these lifestyles after rappers and, like, celebrities and stuff like that. But a lot of those dudes, like, you might see a rapper go throw 10,000, 15,000 in a strip club, but y'all not looking at it with like the truth lens. You know what I'm saying? Put your truth goggles on 1 second, and we're gonna understand that rapper, he threw 15 bands, but they paid him 30 bands to come there. So he just threw 15 of the money that they paid him. So he still got another 15. He's not losing no money. They paid him to come do that shit. Like.
Mm-hmm. To get dumb niggas like y'all to come in real life, throw y'all hard earned money in that bitch.
Because now y'all trying to keep up. Y'all trying to keep up with the rapper. But the rapper got paid for a walkthrough. The rapper came in the club. He buying bottles and throwing money because they paid him to be there at that club.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And he's making even more money on top of that with social media clicks, all this kind of stuff. Like regular Joes, don't get me wrong, like you flexing 15 bands. Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice little 15 bands. I love that for you. I love it so much. But at the end of the day, that 15 bands is going to run out a lot quicker than that 30. Bro, really, to his 15, if we really be
9 out of 10, they might have 3-4 walkthroughs to do in one weekend. You know what I'm saying? They might be going to 2 clubs in the same night. Both of them clubs are paying them. And unless you trying to be in that type of lifestyle, like, or unless you are a part of that type of lifestyle, like the clubs and the night scene is part of your image, it just doesn't make sense. Like, to be honest with you, on your grind, you shouldn't even be in that scene because it's just gonna be bad negative energy in there that just gonna derail you from whatever you going. Like, you gotta think like our future is literally the sum of our choices that we making now. So if we making the choice to go to the club every weekend, it's gonna be hard for us to have a future where every day is like the weekend. And that's what you want. You don't want to be working Monday to Friday and then you blow your money on the weekend. Then you doing that same hamster wheel cycle every week. Like, you want every day to be. It doesn't matter. You want Monday to be the same as Saturday because you make your own schedule. You have your own. You're in control of your own time. That's true freedom.
That is true freedom. And at the same time, you're doing that. That money is gonna run out. Like that. I feel like that's what people don't understand. Like when you're on your grind and you start making and you start getting a little money, yeah, you got to think about how much work you put in to get this money. If you're out in the club every week, not even every weekend, more than 2, bro, you got to think those weekends used to be working. That's how you acquired that money. So now you're putting your time in the things that are losing you money. So 1, you're not working as hard. 2, you're blowing the money that you were getting. Like
the people that are seeing you and that are coming to the club with you, the girls that are fucking with you, they don't care about the value of your money. They just know, okay, he has some cash, so let me be around this person because I might end up getting some of that cash some way or another, or at least getting some of it spent on me. But they didn't work for it like you did, so they're never gonna value it the same. Like exactly. That's why people get rich and they have so many people calling out the woodwork saying that they was their long lost cousin and all that shit because they just see, oh, you got money, so I need to get some of that. Like, fuck how hard he worked for it and fuck all the other shit. Like, you got cash, let me try to get around the money.
Definitely. That's all they really want is to get around the money. And then promise you, they gonna keep sucking and sucking just like a succubus. They gonna keep taking until you legit broke.
It's a leech, you understand? That's what a leech is.
Definitely. Definitely. So I'm just saying, man, you up 15,000, you still not rich. You better keep working. You better keep fucking working and grinding until everything is automated. Then you can be where you can real life be in the club and still making money. That's when you really that nigga. Like I'm in the club right now, like every minute I'm making $1,000. Every minute that's going by.
And all of that, and the way to build like those passive things, like you gotta invest in yourself. Like, okay, you got some cash from your job. We're not going to the club with that cash. We already established that. We're going to take this cash and we're going to invest in ourselves first. Like, that should be literally, I should have said that shit earlier too. Your first investment needs to be in yourself. And what I mean by that, your knowledge, my dog. Like, get some skills. Like, take a course on something. You interested in something? You want to learn video editing, coding, any type of skill that's going to be, like especially like a lot of technology stuff. Like, it's going to be so much more needed. Like, everybody needs coders, everybody need editors, everybody need graphic designers. Like, those are necessary skills, and if you are interested in anything like that you can go on Skillshare and buy a course or buy a book or shit, go on YouTube University. It's hella free game. Like, it's a beginner's course on every single thing that you want to learn on YouTube, from fucking cutting hair to that damn rocket science. I'm pretty sure it's a beginner rocket science course somewhere on YouTube.
It probably is. And I feel like I like how you said that. Like, and pay yourself first. Like, always pay yourself first. You make some money, pay yourself. Like, put it towards, like, you know, just put it somewhere. Like, it's my money. It is my money. And then keep building on that. I feel like that's why and you got to think, rappers be going broke. Rappers be going legit broke. Why do you think they go broke, bro?
The bad financial habits, like,
exactly. Literally, like, you might, even if you make so much money, you can always go back to nothing.
This is not hard at all. All it takes is taking bad advice from people. Like, that's a big thing right there. You don't want to go to the dishwasher at fucking Red Lobster and get advice on real estate. Like, it's the fucking dishwasher at Red Lobster. Like, if he knew what the fuck he was talking about. And that's just like the richest man in Babylon. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
What they say, like, the nigga went to the nigga to make shields for advice for like
gems. It was gems.
Like, it's like, why the fuck you gonna go to the shield man for the advice on like precious gems and stuff? Like, that's how you gonna end up with some shiny glass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some bullshit. You end up with some bullshit.
Straight bullshit. And you gonna be tight. You gonna be so tight. But what you gonna do? Get mad at him?
And don't be afraid to have the like pay for mentorship or pay for these skills and classes and shit like that. Like, game is sold, not told most of the time. Like, if you find some free game, someone giving you free game, like, praise them, because like a lot of people are charging for just the simplest of information, but that's all it really is. Like, you one piece of information away from getting rich most of the time.
Definitely. That's all, like, the difference between rich people and poor people. It's just a knowledge gap. That's all it is. They don't got something. They're not I mean, I wouldn't even say they're special, like, because we're all equal in some kind of like, you know, we're all born equal.
That's where it stops though. Like,
literally, I was about to say we're all born equal. But at the end of the day, it's just a legit knowledge gap. And once you close that gap, you'll start making more money. Simple as that.
Facts.
Boom. So, to reiterate, don't pay for that dinner. Don't pay for that dinner unless you're legit up. Unless you up some millions, you should not be paying for that dinner at all. You shouldn't even look at that bill. You should pay for you and your girl though, but friends, you're not fucking them, you're not paying for them. Simple as that. And that's the same thing, like, and it's just little expenses like that. Like, for example, flying, like, really it's just women, like, expenses on women. I feel like if most men cut down the expenses on women, they'd be fucking rich.
Yeah, and I'm saying a lot of most dudes would be, because a lot of dudes, they spend money on women for leisure, whether it's the strip club, whether it's going on a bunch of dates, whether it's flying girls out, stuff like that. All of that is expensive, and like, flying a girl out, it can just getting a hotel room for a joint in your local city, like, that can become expensive, because boom, you get a room, you probably gonna want some party favors, whether Well, you shouldn't be doing no drugs, but some of y'all be doing that. But not saying you get a little bud, okay, you might get a little.
I was about to say, what kind of drugs you talking about, nigga?
You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever type of party favors you into, it all costs money. Like alcohol, it all costs money. Or she might just be into it. You just getting it for her. I don't know how y'all do. Yeah, what y'all do.
Niggas be popping perks. Exactly.
Like, I'm saying, when y'all doing all that shit, it costs money. Like, and then what's even more valuable is your time, and like you gotta really, 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 really take that in consideration. Time is very scarce. Every fucking second that's going past right now. Like, that's why it benefits you to listen to content like this over binge watching Netflix and stuff like that, because a lot of that, yeah, it's leisure time and stuff like that, but you gotta think, like, even right now your mind is probably like racing as we're talking, so it's like you're not, like, you can be like, your body can be relaxed but your mind is still up, and that's what most content, like, your mind is like literally still up, so you're not really getting rest. So it's important to like take in like good knowledge and shit, like, instead of like just bullshit.
Looking at the fucking shade room, all
all that. Especially like the comedy shit, like that can be stress relieving and stuff like that sometimes. But like just drama, or if you're like doom scrolling, I just seen that word. It's like when you see like bad news on Instagram, on Twitter, and like you start searching it and you start searching for it and you just scrolling on all, like, you already know the bad news but you're just looking at every single post about it, like, and people get like stuck on
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, people get like stuck in that mode and just looking at negative shit all day, which that can like, that is wasting your time, but
wasting the fuck out that shit. But anyway, those things cost money. And even that, like, your time is that's literally the most important thing in this world is time.
Yeah, that's your most important asset. And it's literally because you can't create more of it. Like, there's all types of different groups and cults that, like, try to do different weird shit to, like, acquire more time. And that just shows you how valuable time literally is. Like, people are talking about uploading their consciousnesses into robots and shit like that. Like that just shows you how valuable time is. And one thing about it is we really, I mean, I don't know if any of that bullshit worked, but as far as we know, in our vessel that we carrying right now, we have a limited amount of time. That's what makes it so valuable. Like,
definitely very limited. And don't get me wrong, I feel like life is meant to be enjoyed. You should have fun. You should go blow 100. I feel like I say I'm gonna blow my first 100,000 on my niggas because they're my dogs. But at the same time, like, you do know, like, you chilling with that girl on this weekend, like, you are wasting AI a lot of time and AI a lot of money. Mm-hmm. That's the point we're really trying to get across. Like, you doing all these things that's literally is gonna mean nothing in 5 years. Literally not in like 3 months. You're not gonna be thinking about that hotel room you got with that girl.
Mm-hmm. And that's why like the hotel rooms and the flying out, those things are so much extra expensive, because it's not like, all right, you bought a jaunt to your crib or you went to her crib where you can leave at any moment. If you flew her out, she's gonna be with you until she fly back, you know. So, like, you like, unless you got that motherfucking flight the next day, like, you stuck with her, and that means like more than likely you're gonna end up doing other shit with her that's gonna cost you money and time, and
you gotta feed her.
You're gonna be distracted from your routine. If you have a routine, well, you should have some sort of routine to organize your time. If you got that fucking hoe that you flew out from Miami sitting on your couch is just distractions. You're gonna get hungry. She's gonna want to watch your TV, and
y'all are not doing nothing productive together.
And you're gonna find out very quickly that you don't even like her. You just thought her BBL looked good on Instagram.
Definitely. And then hopefully, and it just depends. You better hope she don't ask for shit. Like, you better hope, even if, and it's like the point, like, even if you got it, you don't want her to ask for shit for the simple fact that's a lot of money. That shit's gonna add up. That's just gonna add up.
Like a lot of times, dudes, like, we have to end up taking the L on shit like that, and sometimes it's just better to buy the shit, to buy the food or whatever the fuck she want, just to shut her up, or so she doesn't go around start bad mouthing you because you sold her a dream, flew her out, and then like that's how you end up in situations like the Tates and shit like that. Like you don't want disgruntled women out there like talking bad about you and things like that. Like not that it matters, but it just will like fuck up other shit, and you don't want bitches lying on you and shit because they mad.
Definitely. I think I seen the story about like she was mad at something she did and said like her boyfriend, or it's like she had a boyfriend and she went back with Andrew.
Well, she went over there for Tristan, I believe, and they call it like the lover boy thing, where like you sell a John a dream, then she come fuck with you, then after you done fucking her, you kind of just treat her regularly like all the other girls you got around you, and then she's mad because she thought that you were gonna be the one, and the whole time she left the nigga that was over here for you, and now that dude calling and she acting like y'all done kidnapped her and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't want disgruntled women, like you don't want to play with bitches' heads like that either. Like honesty is honestly the best policy and shit.
It definitely is. And it's like I don't even be rude, but like shawties do be delusional. They can get very delusional really fast. So you gotta know you can't be out here treating this girl like she's your girlfriend, knowing damn well you're not gonna take her that serious. Cause she's gonna be like, oh, I thought we was blah 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 blah, like gonna be together. And then once you kick it to her that y'all not, that's when shit goes left. And that's another reason why you shouldn't be messing with these girls. Like, just focus on yourself. For this fact, first time, that's another bill. She break your car window or do some wild. Have you ever been?
Nah, the closest thing with like a disgruntled woman, like I mean, I don't even know if a woman did this, but I've found like a kitchen knife blade. Like, well, my mechanic, or my stepdad at the time, he found a kitchen knife blade like this long inside of my tire. Like someone shoved it in there and they broke the handle off. So when I was on the highway, like it just like hurt my tire like explode. Luckily I was getting off on the exit because it did make me like swerve and shit. But I kind of just swerved off the side of the road. Didn't hit nothing. Had to change my tire. Fucking late. It was like late as a bitch. It was probably like 12 a.m. I was on my way to a girl house and all that. And yeah, my fucking tire exploded. And that was when like my freshman year of college.
I was about to say, that's what you get. Shouldn't stay your ass in the crib.
I guess it was like I was leaving my dorm and just going to. She was like my shorty at the time. Like she used to do all my homework and all that stuff. So boom, pulling up over there, and I usually would go over there and then come back to the school in the morning and stuff like that. But yeah, I was on the way. Luckily, when that shit happened, because the whole time on the way, I'm on the highway and I just got a knife bouncing around inside my tire and it cut it up. But I didn't know it was a knife until because I left the tire there. I didn't know that you had to like keep your rim and shit. So I had to go back and get the tire, take it to my stepdad, and he just sent me a picture. Like, yeah, his knife was in your shit, and I'm like, damn. I didn't know who the fuck did it. Like, I'm assuming someone tried to take your boy out, but hey, better luck next time.
Real life, cause that shit is fucked up. But literally, and that's just and that was an expense. Great, you gotta get a new tire, and that shit just annoying. Like I feel like it's just an annoyance, but that shit is crazy. Yeah, I ain't never had no shit like that. See, but I don't play like that shit either. Like you fuck up my car, I'ma fuck you up. Like
to this day, like they don't know who did it. I have like suspicions and shit like that, but. Like I used to park my car. I didn't want to pay for parking at the school, so I used to park like on the outside. So I used to think like maybe like random homeless person just did it, but I'm like, nah, I don't know homeless nigga walking around with a kitchen knife. Like, like that was a fucking assassination job right there. Like, someone tried to take your boy out.
That shit is crazy. Yeah.
Boom. So a lot of people probably have watched this episode and probably like, damn, like, is it all about money? Like, why is like money even important? And I think it just goes back into like the history of people in general. Like, it hasn't always been like money, but part of being a successful man has always been able to who has the most resources and who can acquire the most resources. Now, that's changed because of capitalism. Resources, the main resource is money now. It used to be who the best hunter, the one that could bring the biggest deer for the family, the one that can bring the most firewood, the one that could provide the best shelter. Like, those were the things that made you a successful man. We live in a capitalistic society, and if you don't want to be outside on the street, you have to learn to acquire resources at a high rate. And if you want to be seen as one of the top men, you have to learn to acquire resources faster and more efficiently than other men. That's the basis of why we even talking about money, because it's really just a tool. It's not even a part of abundance, to be honest. It's a product of abundance, and by that I mean you can live an abundant life. To me, being like abundant life is just being your true, authentic self. But usually, if you're doing that and you're doing it at a high rate, you're doing something you love, like, money would just be a byproduct of that.
It definitely will be. It definitely will be a byproduct. And I feel like it's important to say that, yeah, I feel like most people say, like, money is, like, corrupt. Like, people have, like, horrible views on money, which, this is a whole nother episode, but which you got to change. Like, I used to think, like, as a kid, like, money was not bad, but, like, rich people were bad people, blah, 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 like, dickheads. Hell yeah. Horrible mindset to have, because I promise you got that mindset, you don't got money. It's as simple as that. You just hate it. Yeah. You don't got it.
You got to take...
Yeah, I was about to say... And it's like, not everybody with money is a mean person. Like, like, not every person with money is mean, but not every poor person is a bad person. Not every poor person is a good person. You feel me? It's based off the person.
It's definitely based off the person, because a lot of times, like, besides, like, people that are acquiring money through, like, ill means, which is, like stealing or just... like stealing and scamming and stuff like that. Yeah. Besides people like that, most people that have a lot of money, they're solving problems for people. Definitely. And it's like the amount of money you have and the amount of resources you have will always be in direct correlation to the amount of problems you're solving, or the weight of the problem you're solving. So like, that's like a big key gem to always keep in your mind. Like, if you're not doing as well, it's because you're not helping as many people as you probably could be or need to be.
Definitely. And great one. Because I feel like, yeah, some people, they do, like, solve a lot of problems, so that's why they make more money. It's like the people, like, that scam and all that shit. Like, I'm glad you said that, too. Like, that's not good. Like, granted, you might make money from that, but it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Like, eventually. In some kind of means.
The motherfuckers, like, you got to watch out for these people, too. The ones that create problems and then solve them, like Big Pharma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fuck with Big Pharma, because a lot of like they make money off treating illness more so than, because they know, like, it's not really money in curing things. Like, if you're curing things, like that's why a lot of, like, holistic healers, they have to charge a lot, because you're only gonna come to them that one time. And usually it's going to be like a long process of things that they need you to do to get your body right to be healed and stuff like that. But yeah, watch out for the motherfuckers that, like, are creating problems and then trying to solve them and get your money that way too.
Yeah, and see, that's gonna come back and bite you in the ass too. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, as long as you're solving problems and getting, and I don't know, where'd you get that from? Like, I read it somewhere, but I just don't remember. Do you remember?
Like the
amount of money you make is about, like, is equal to the problems you're solving.
I know Earl Nightingale said it. He's a great author. He has, like, anything Earl, like, he has a lot of videos on YouTube. A lot of it's about success and self-improvement and acquiring resources. Like, he has, like, a lot of gems on stuff like that. But recently I heard it from him. I probably heard it from somebody else before that, but yeah.
Definitely. And I feel like that's the basis on how to make money in any kind of aspect. Just think, what problem can I solve? What problem can you I'm referring to me, but what problem can you solve for other people? Mm-hmm. And the more problems you solve for more people, the more money you're gonna make. Mm-hmm. And it's like a give and a take. That's how the world should be. Like, you're giving something and you're getting something.
And anytime like a lot like somebody probably watching, they probably feel like, damn, I want to start a self-improvement podcast as well, but it's probably so many people doing it. Like, just think about the bread aisle. Like, anytime you feel like that, think about the bread aisle. You go into the bread aisle, it's a whole aisle full of the same thing on both sides of the shelf.
Hella bread.
Like, it's all bread, but everybody in there getting bread at the same time. So it's like, don't ever feel like it's not space in whatever like industry or space you want to do, because it's trust me, it is. Because you can find the way you do it is probably gonna be different from the way we do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, as long as we all trying to accomplish the same goal, which is help somebody.
Definitely. And that's part of having abundance lifestyle, like thinking everything is abundance. Like, a lot of things are tricks. Like, people trick you to thinking, oh, everybody's doing this, maybe I shouldn't do it. Or
scarcity mindset.
Literally, you can't have that. Or people think, oh, money's running out. Bro, rich people know money's never going to run out. It might change, but it's never going to be like there's not enough money for everybody. There's always going to be enough for everybody.
That's why like a lot of them be so greedy, because they know, like, damn, they can always get more. They trying to compete with their buddies on who trying to be the they sitting on the same golf courses trying to see who gonna be the richest or the top earner at the end of the year, because they know like the U.S. is gonna keep printing money.
Definitely.
It's always gonna be new resources dug up out the ground that it's gonna be worth something. So hey, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta get out there and go get it, like, for real. Like,
definitely.
Think outside the box. Like, something I'm looking into is importing and exporting. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to different countries and finding something there that they don't have here in America and bringing it back. Now, I know it's a lot of things I need to research as far as like licensing and things like that, but yeah, that's another source of income. So I can look into it too. You know?
Definitely, because I promise you doing it and him doing it, y'all not gonna be taken away from each other. I promise y'all won't.
Even if we both going to Ghana and getting gold from the same mine, like,
definitely,
it's always gonna be someone that's gonna buy that gold no matter what. Trust me.
Definitely, it always will be. So always know, whatever you want to do, just do this shit. Even if there's a million other people doing it, you can be the millionth and one, and I promise you're gonna make just as much money.
People go to other countries. Everybody, what they do? They get white Hennessy and they bring. I think it's only a certain amount you can bring back.
Yeah,
and they bring it back here and they sell it every single time, and it sells out like something like that. Like, people, like, a lot of people do it, but hey, it's always a market for it. Like, just don't go get no shit that nobody want, you know?
Definitely.
Because you ain't solving no problem at that point. People here want white Hennessy. That's a problem. Like, it's a crazy problem that people, because to me, all alcohol is the same, so it's stupid to pay some high shit for. But people are going to pay it because it is the branding, you know what I'm saying? And that's something else too when it comes to money. You got to, like, develop your brand so people see the value in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of rappers, when they rap about stuff like Hennessy, they don't understand. They just increasing the value. I think the owner of that just passed Elon. Yeah, is the richest person. But
definitely, and you gotta watch shit like that too, cause like free promos. Like, once you develop your brand, you cannot be giving out. Cause I'm pretty sure it was Dej Loaf that was doing like that Hennessy, and they was like they didn't give her not one sponsorship from that.
They didn't give her none, cause for me, you and Hennessy, I know Young and May, same deal. She went yeah, she came out rapping about Hennessy and shit, same shit. Like, yeah, I would say definitely watch out for that. I'm pretty sure that kind of helped her some too, just because Hennessy was already a hot thing, so people...
Was it back then? Was it? Because I wasn't drinking back then. I was a little young nigga.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. Ever since I've been kind of like drinking, like, I've always heard about Hennessy. So, but I do think like these rappers and these people, like, they get shit put up on a pedestal because, to be honest, like, cognac is cognac to me. Like, to me, it's all tastes the fucking same. Like, you can get some things called like Anzac, which is like a cheaper cognac, and you can mix it with something, and you can mix Henny with something, and people not gonna be able to tell the fucking difference.
Definitely.
But it's the branding.
It's literally the brand, just like Casamigos and that shit that starts with a T,
Terramana.
Yeah, like low key, they're right here. They're neck and neck. Not gonna lie.
They're the same. Like
Damn,
I mean, you do have certain tequilas are more so smoother than others, but like once you get to all those high brands, it's like Terramana. I think The Rock is owner or some like he has something to do with that. And you got Lobos, which is another tequila. I think LeBron has something to do with that.
Hell yeah, that was at his birthday party.
Lobos. You got Casamigos. I'm pretty sure some celebrity
Casa Frico.
That got something to do with that, but people are gonna like buy them regardless. Because like it's a name attached to it. Like I don't think like where we at, they don't got like Lobos in the stores, but like my cousin, he went to fucking like I don't know where the fuck he went to, but he went out of our area to go get some. So like shit like that tells you like people buy shit just for the brand, like because he could have got some fucking 1800 and been the same drunk.
Yeah, for a lot less cheaper, definitely. Get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of, just to reiterate, bro, I do not fuck with cognac. Like, dark liquor does not be sitting right with me. Like, I do not like that shit at all. Like, how about you? You be fucking with Hennessy since?
I mean, to me, I don't know. I used to always say, light liquor make me make bad decisions just because I had some bad experiences drinking light. And I stopped saying that, though, because I don't like that shit being in my mind, because if it's in my mind, then it's like every time I drink that light, then I ain't gonna be acting right. You feel me? Like, so you gotta be careful when it comes to stuff like that. But to me, it's all the same. To me, like alcohol is poison, and I'm not gonna promote it to anybody. Like, not saying
alcohol is legit poison.
It's poison. It's bad for you, and every now and then, okay, but. To be honest, you should stay away from it. I got into like drinking like young as a bitch though, like probably like 13, 14.
God damn.
My Deuce used to like let us like well, I won't even say she let us, but we had easy access to it from a young age. So it kind of like as I got older, it kind of turned me off. I only like race like to where like by the time I was 21, I was like I didn't even like drinking. Like only like recently within the past couple of years I started like drinking a little bit more, but it's not nothing special, you know what I'm saying? Like some people say liquid courage. I think you should develop that courage without it first, so you're not trying to like drink for situations or trying to drink to have sex and shit like that. Like nah, develop yourself sober, become social sober first. So if you do drink, it's just for leisure. You have one or two. You're not trying to get pissy drunk. Because to be honest, you shouldn't be getting drunk as a bitch outside of your home, because you might make bad decisions, you know.
Definitely. I feel like, hey, that was a great message. No cap. Don't drink. It's just not worth it. But if you do, drink responsibly.
Responsibly as fuck, and don't drink and drive. I never ever drink and drive, and never thought it was like. I mean, I've done it before, but it was like when I wasn't even supposed to be drinking anyway. And I remember the last time I did it, I just was like trying to focus so hard, the lines on the road moving and shit like that. It's like that shit turned me off. And then it's like I've seen people get in accidents, and I don't want to end up killing nobody and shit like that. It's like I care about other people and shit like that. That's why I don't drink and drive, and myself. Like.
Definitely, and that's usually what happens. Like you end up living, but the person that was sober, they end up dying. And I feel like that's probably one of the worst things you can do is probably kill somebody drinking and driving. Get an Uber.
And if you get in the car with somebody who's drinking and driving, make sure you put your seatbelt on. That's law with me. Like anytime I know someone that's drunk but they behind the wheel and I happen to be in the car, you shouldn't let them drive first. But if you end up getting in the car with them, put your seatbelt on, because you'll fly through that window. You remember GTA 4 when you hit some shit, your
Hell
fly through the window shit. Like, like
no,
shit.
you go zooming through that.
They took that shit off on GTA 5, but on 4, your ass was going straight through that window shit.
Definitely, every single trip. Every single trip.
Yeah, you do get up, he all straight and shit, then you hop back in the car. But nah, real life, you fly through a window shit, man.
No,
you
sometimes
fucked up.
Hey, fucked up. Sometimes I would die off that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I just go zooming, like going through a hill or some shit, tumbling. Damn, that shit is crazy. But yeah, everything you do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the end of today's episode, man. Closing notes.
Closing notes. Y'all already know, 1,000 subs. Me and him going at it, man. We've been training, but we're going crazy.
No
We're gonna fight each other, then we're gonna fight one of y'all. Yeah, damn it. Fuck it.
Real life. I feel like we should call somebody on here to fight us. No cap.
Like a tag team or
I mean, we can do however you want to do it. I mean, we can bank a nigga on this bitch if we really want to.
Hey, we just might do it. Any other announcements?
Hell no. Like the fucking video. How about that?
Yeah, like the video. This is gonna be our first like full length episode. We're gonna be on DSP soon, so if you just want to listen, like I know y'all like our pretty faces, but sometimes like if you ain't got like YouTube Plus and shit, you can't like watch, you can't like listen and keep your phone on and shit stuff like that. So for our people working still in that grind mode, using that job as a stepping stone, we got y'all. Y'all can just listen to us straight off the DSPs. Coming very, very soon. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have that for y'all. Yeah, man.
Definitely, but hey, we fucking with y'all, so y'all gotta fuck with us. Vice versa. We love y'all. Like I ain't even gonna lie. That's really what it is.
Yeah, man.
That's really what it is. But we'll see y'all next time.
Island God Talk Podcast. We out. Love y'all.